Hey, welcome to another episode of Trumanisms. This time we're going to talk about Ultimate Fight Night Live, April 1st. Man, what an exciting night of fights. Any of these fights could have been on the card on a pay-per-view. We got them free on Spike. Thank you, Spike. Thank you, UFC. Thank you, Dana. First fight we talk about is Junie Browning and Cole Miller. Before we get to that, I do want to mention that I watched the fights at the Boulevard Bar and Grill on Far West in Austin, Texas. Junie Browning, Cole Miller. You know, I said if Junie had improved as much from his last fight as he did from the show to his first fight, that he was definitely going to take it. And, you know, really, I thought Junie controlled the round in the first part, but man, he got caught in a guillotine. It's not that hard to get caught in a guillotine if you've got somebody that's good at applying it and looks for it. I've seen a lot of guys where they don't look for it, the guy gives it to them, they don't take it. But Junie got caught in a good, tight, in a decent guillotine. I really thought he could have gotten out of it because at one point it didn't look like Cole Miller had the other arm in there, but he didn't. He lost. So Cole Miller wins by submission by guillotine. Then we had Griffin and Dos Anjos. But before I get to that, I do want to mention that, man, you know it's a great night of fights when none of the undercard fights are shown. Other than the Browning fight, they all pretty much went the distance. With Griffin, they both looked good in the first round. Man, that calf crush that Dos Anjos had on Griffin, dude, I'd have submitted from that. I mean, that just looked wicked. Tyson Griffin, man, big thumbs up. Kudos. You're the man. That was a wicked calf crush. However, Griffin dominated the entire fight. It was clear that he did, and he won by unanimous decision, so it was clear to everybody. Dos Anjos fought a great fight, though. He was there for the whole fight. I mean, he didn't look overwhelmed. It was a good fight, even though Tyson obviously won all the rounds, but they were definitely all 10-9s. Good fight by Dos Anjos. I hope we get to see more of him. The next fight, Bader versus Marrero. Bader definitely dominated the first round and controlled the fight. He really controlled all the rounds, but he wasn't overwhelming. He eked out, in my estimation, even though he got a unanimous decision, he eked out that unanimous decision. I mean, it was like 9.5 to 9, more than a 10. Still, it was a very good fight. I just didn't think he was as impressive as we've seen him in the past. I thought he had plenty of chances to finish the fight, and he didn't. On to the main event. Carlos Condit and Martin Kampmann. Everything I read in the last several days, everybody picked Condit. I told you I thought it was a gut thing, but I just had a feeling that Kampmann had what it took to be able to upset him. And even though it was a split decision, I thought Kampmann was very impressive. I thought he controlled most of the fight. However, it was a great fight. I mean, Condit's got lots of skills, but I don't think he has the skills to be the UFC champion anytime soon. But again, it was a great night of fights. I was really impressed. It was really beautiful when Kampmann in the second round was able to get out of that guillotine or that rear naked choke. It was just amazing how he got out of that. It was a very well matched fight. Those two guys had every business fighting together. It was a super fight. It was a great night of fights. Glad I was at the Boulevard to watch it. April 18th, we've got the next UFC coming up, and I'll be doing that one from Sam's Boat on Mopac at Breaker in Austin, Texas. Always a great venue to watch the pay-per-views. They got a couple of giant screens, and they got bunches of other screens around the place. Usually pack the house. Hard to find a table if you don't get there early. But we'll see you then, and peace.